What's up, everybody? Welcome to Make Things Tiny. My name is Mick, and today is all about the 55 plus community. I'm talking to Kristene. Kristene is a designer for Liberty Tiny Homes, which is a tiny house company. So they're a builder based out of Texas, and they've also created a 55 plus tiny house community called Liberty Tiny Village, which is outside of Dallas. So I'm super excited for you guys to see this conversation with Kristene. This is a great video for those of you who are 55 years and older, who've been looking for a community where it'll just be other individuals who are 55 years or older. It'll be safe. There's tons of amenities. Kristene will go into the lot rent. And if you're interested in just getting a tiny house in general, because they also are a dealership, so they can build your tiny house and ship it anywhere across the country. So before getting into this conversation with Kristene, I just want to take the moment to talk to those of you who are new to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please take time to subscribe. It helps me out a ton. There's a subscribe button at the bottom of your screen. If you tap the notification bell, you find out when I drop new videos. I drop new videos every single week, so let's get into it. Let's talk about this brand new 55 plus tiny house community. I'm here today with Kristene. Kristene, thank you so much for being on the channel. Kristene is the designer for Liberty Tiny Homes, which is a tiny house company based out of Texas, and now Liberty Tiny Village, which is a 55 plus tiny house community. I'm super excited to just have you on the channel and hear from you. If you don't mind just talking a little bit about, yourself, what got you into tiny homes, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. So my name is Kristene, and I actually do all the design and sales, and we kind of take care of the title work and everything. Pretty much is a one-stop shop here. But yeah, you come to us, you tour some of our models, and then we just opened up the village next door. So we're kind of a hybrid breed here, where pick your house, we got a spot for you, and if it's not here, we actually ship nationwide. And we also ship into other villages, even surrounding us, because our goal is to help you go tiny, whether it's in our village or somewhere else.
That's awesome. That's great that, whether they stay with you guys, make your village home or somewhere else, that you can offer just like a variety of options for people. I think that's really great.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. What was the sort of the inspiration for the village? Like, I know that it's a 55 plus community. There aren't too many of those. I think you might be one of like two that I've seen or heard of. What was sort of the inspiration for the village in general, and why make it a 55 plus community specifically?
So for us, we had to pretty much do something small because we are on like 7 to 8 acres here, and we put in
Mm,
78 lots. So
yeah.
they're really tight, but we're close to the city. So we noticed that the people that we partner with, they're kind of further out from civilization, so they can have larger lots, but we have
Mhm.
small lots. So we wanted to keep it quaint. We wanted to keep it quiet. And we thought the best thing for that is 55 plus. But also on the other aspect of that is we just felt like the 55 plus community are being priced out here in Dallas because the medium home
Mhm.
prices are around 500,000. So
Wow.
this
Okay.
is giving them something that they can actually retire and afford something nice.
Yeah, no, that's huge. I think that that's like an issue in general. I feel like a lot of people are feeling across the country, but definitely in the 55 plus community, just living on Social Security. How do
Right.
you find that sense of like literally like security where you can settle down, or, if you want to be close to family, or, for everyone that doesn't have family nearby, like how do they feel safe in a
Right.
community? And not everybody wants to go the like assisted living route or something like that. So this just gives people a sense of freedom and community. So I think that it's
Absolutely. It
perfect
gives them a
to
home. It
provide
gives
that.
them a home.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. So can you walk me through the process of like what it would be like to sign up for the community? Like, what's the price for lot rent, the homes? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I'll start with like the first processes here because we're
Hmm.
pretty strict of what we allow in the community. So you do have to purchase from the Liberty Tiny Homes. We help you design it. We customize it. We're not a custom home builder, but we'll customize it to your needs. And then you'll get to pick a lot. So once you start the home buying
Okay.
process, we're through that process. We'll let you pick out a lot out there because we don't hold lots. And it's first come, first serve. And all the lots are the same. We don't have a premium pricing, but they will be at
Mhm.
950. But we're also like a resort style community. So that 950 includes your all your utilities like water, sewer, trash. We give Wi-Fi. We do all the landscaping. They don't even have to worry about the landscaping. We'll do landscaping around the house. And then we also are building a pool, a hot tub, a small
Mhm.
little tiny chapel. We have a community center out there and a
Wow.
pond. So it's really like you're getting a lot in this small amount of
Mhm.
space.
Yeah. No, that's great. It kind of sounds like just like your standard sort of like subdivision, too. When you think about like
Yeah, it's
some of
kind
the
of like your
subdivisions that
luxury
have
RV
like,
lots.
yeah,
Right. You just put your
exactly, yeah, they
house
have
out
like
there. We're
tennis
giving you
courts,
a space
pools,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think that's really great because I do think those some of those amenities in like standard 55 plus apartment communities, they don't
Hmm.
have that. So they just have like the apartment itself and the community and the people, but they don't necessarily have like a pool or a hot tub. So like they miss out on some of those other sort of
Right.
like finer luxury items.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've heard this, but I get a lot of people that come in here and they are the 55 plus community and they're at one of those apartments and they're telling
Mhm.
us that it just keeps going up every year and every year and every year where they're getting priced
Right.
out. That's not how it is here. I mean, we have that one price for your lot. If you paid cash for your house, that's all you have. If you have a house payment, it's just those two payments.
Hmm.
So, and then you have to pay electric on top of that. But the electric for these are like $50. That's where I'm seeing 50 to
Okay.
$60. So yeah, I mean, you're saving money on that, and then we're not going up every year. It's not like a yearly lease; it's a monthly lease.
Okay. And do you offer financing as well? Like if someone can't pay cash, like what are their financing options?
Yeah, so my husband actually takes care of that. They'll come in and talk to
Okay.
Jack. But yes, we do have in-house financing. They're
Okay.
chattel loans and RV loans. They're not a mortgage. So for
Oh.
mortgages, you have different criteria. I mean, it's kind of the same. They do look at the DTI on these, but I've noticed that the down payment is a little higher.
Hmm.
But the payments are low because it's 25 years on a chattel loan.
Hmm.
So you can get a tiny house for $700-800 a month.
Wow.
And
Okay.
so that helps people, financially as well, because now that the chattel loans are 25 years, we do have an RV loan. It's a 7-year loan term and you can pay that off, quickly if you want. So we have several options kind of meeting people's needs.
Hmm. Okay. That makes sense. That's super helpful too because having the longer sort of like loan term helps. I know that not a lot of loans that people can get for tiny houses or tiny house equivalents are 25 years. A lot of them are like 7 years or 10,
Right.
and that gets your monthly payment up to be like, $1,000 or more. So that's
Yeah.
that's much more manageable for someone.
And I do want to, say this too, because we do have people that come to us with, wanting financing and they're not realizing
Hmm.
that, they do look at, do you have a 2-year bank statements and things like that. So it is kind of similar to mortgages, a little different, but people think that they can just come and get a loan and don't have to have money down. That's not the case here at all.
Okay. That's good to know. I appreciate you sort of breaking that down too, because
Yeah,
I think when it comes to financing, most people aren't really sure how it works. So that's good to know
right.
that they even though they will need a down payment, it might be a little bit bigger, but their overall payment will be lower because it's a much longer
Absolutely.
term and
Right.
it's
And
in
because these
house
are
too, which
$100,000
helps.
home, so of course it's going to be
Mhm.
a little lower.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And do you have any sort of spaces available now? Like, what are the different phases for the community? Like, how long will that like what does that look like timeline wise too?
So yeah, so right now we just actually had our grand opening. We had about 400 people here a few months ago, and so we have a phase one, which we
Hmm.
have about 11 to 12 lots. Half of those are sold, but we have 4 spec homes that are actually going to be out here next week that people can
Okay.
buy, and then we also have about 3 empty lots that they can build their home and put the home out there. For phase two, we're kind of looking probably around the first part of 2025 because we are
Hmm.
waiting for the electric to come out there. But all the infrastructure's pretty much there. We're just waiting for the green light.
Okay. Cool. That's great. That's soon too. I feel like this year's half over, so
Yeah,
that'll be
yeah, yeah. Those
2020.
first phase lots will definitely fill up, before the end of the year.
Hmm. Okay. And you've been involved in, sort of the community every step of the way. What's sort of the biggest challenge that you've sort of seen in running the community?
I would say it took us about 5 or 6 years to get all this going. We do
Hmm.
have people come here that, want to start a community themselves. And I tell people, give it 2 years because the infrastructure and getting all that set up, like I feel so sorry for our owners out here, all the stuff that they've had to go through with water, getting electric out here, all that takes a while. So if you have about 2 years, that's what you're going to need to get something started for a community because that's what it takes a while. But we're
Hmm.
past that. We're past that.
Okay. That's great. That's good. And I since like you're one of the few communities I know of that's like sort of like looking at this specific like group, like 55 plus, what do you think is sort of like the future of tiny house communities? Because I see more and more popping up, like every week all over the country. So I was just
Yes.
wondering if you think that 55 plus communities are kind of where it's gonna go, like, or like you see it sort of going a different way.
At first, I thought, oh, this is just going to be, 45 to 65-year-olds. Absolutely not.
Hmm.
Since we're a dealership as well, I see
Yeah.
all across the board. I see investors come in. I see, young people. I see, divorcees that, need a house and their kids. So I've seen across the board. So I know that the 55 plus community really needs this, but I'm also seeing that there's a need in other age groups as well. And so that's why we partner with all kinds of communities, because if they come to us and they want to build a house and they can't go into our village, where are they going to go? So my goal is to find a place for them. So we've actually, in our area, we've partnered with about 10 other communities that we've already shipped houses out to, because our goal is to help someone go tiny. We also have a village for it, but then we also ship, to other places. And I tell people, if you find a community that I'm not aware of, call me. I'll call that community manager and I'll make sure all of our specs and everything are good for that community and we'll set it up for you. So we really want to be a one-stop shop. We really want to take this, tiny home community, across the nation.
No, it makes sense. I think that's great that you partner with other communities too. I hope over time to see more partnerships within community, like between communities, because I don't really see too many. And I do think that like if you have a community and maybe someone comes and it's not what they're looking for, you can send them somewhere else. I think that's a really good
Yeah,
thing because then
absolutely. I
that
even
person
have
doesn't feel like, yeah,
Right. I even have a approved list. Like if they come to us, like come into our sales and design office, I even have a
sure.
list. And if you're on our approved list, that means I've already talked to the owners out there. They
Hmm.
already know what they need and what they want. I'm not going to tell people, like what their amenities and things like that are. I'll give them the, all the advice and all the things that they need to do to call that community. But I say, hey, these are allowing tiny homes, because not every like even some of these are RV luxury lots,
Hmm.
and not every RV lot will allow a tiny home. So I just want to make sure that once I call someone that they're aware, that we're 100 amps, how long we are, because we can put front and back porches on them. So I just want to make sure, that all that's set up so there's no confusion.
Hmm. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. No, I think that's really smart, and I think that's hopefully the way that the the community goes moving forward. What would you
Absolutely. I
say
hope
to
so too.
someone, like, especially the people that are watching today? Like, what would you say to those people that are watching that they want to go tiny, they want to live in a tiny house community, but they really are still overwhelmed by the process and they have no idea like where to start? What would you say to them?
I say start here. Come to Liberty Tiny Homes. We're about 30 minutes north of Dallas. And I don't know if I can do this, but I actually have furniture and all the tinies. So I tell people, come here, sit down on the front porch, sit down, in the living area and see if you can envision yourself going tiny. We want to show them that, there's high
Hmm.
ceilings, that you're not cramped. It's not one of those really tiny, tiny 250 square foot, homes that you're pulling by a trailer. These look like homes on a trailer. So I tell them to start here, see what we can do to help you go tiny.
No, I think that makes sense. That's great. I think that's really good advice. I think I always try to tell people to reach out, ask questions. Like it doesn't hurt to call and ask questions or like to go to someone's like showroom and like check it out and see because it's very different than when you see things on social media. Like those pictures don't really do it justice.
Oh, that's
Right.
the number one thing I hear. When people come in here, they usually see us on social media first,
Hmm.
and they'll come and they'll walk in, and the first thing I hear from them is, "Wow, I was not expecting this."
Hmm.
It's very different from what you see, on TV, and then what you see, on just pictures and
Hmm.
videos. They're like, it's not, it's very different. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. No, it's great. I bet. I bet. Yeah. Oh, I know you said that you're in a house right now. Do you want to walk us through it? Like if
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
sure. So this is one of our models that actually, I'll turn it around. So see how we have high ceilings.
Yeah.
We're going
Awesome.
to have
Oh, cool. I
designer
like the window.
finishes.
Yeah.
And then over here in the kitchen area, you see that? There's a little
Hmm.
rolling island right there. So you can roll that
Awesome.
around. You can actually take
Cool.
it out because we have porches on all of our houses. You can
Oh,
take it
okay,
out on the
cool.
porch, prep on it, doing some
Hmm.
barbecue. And then I
Okay.
also have a pantry right here. Stainless steel appliances, high ceilings. And then we also have a little desk area.
Oh, nice. Cool. That's a good
Lots of
use of that
storage.
space too.
Storage is big for us. Like if we can add a
Hmm.
cabinet somewhere, we're going to add a
Yeah.
cabinet. This one
Yeah, that's a
actually
lot of storage
has
space.
a full walk-in closet.
Wow. That's awesome. I have not seen that yet. That is new. I haven't seen a walk-in closet yet.
Yep. So we designed this one. We just kind of like listened to everybody's needs, and then that's where the washer and dryer is. But see, when we talk about
Mhm.
customization, we can actually move this washer and dryer area into the closet and make a door right here for a back porch. So those are
Okay.
some of the customizations you can do. This is a queen bed.
Oh,
You
wow.
can actually put a king in there. So you can
Wow,
see
that's
how big that
huge.
is.
All right, that was my conversation with Kristene. I appreciate Kristene taking the time to sort of talk to us about, the inspiration for the community, why it's 55 plus, just wanting to provide affordable housing for those who are in that 55 plus age range, people that are looking to go tiny, but they want that community feel. So the front facing porches, the front facing homes in general, all the community amenities, the pool that's being built, everything. So I'm glad that you guys got a chance to actually see the tiny house too, sort of like in real time, so to speak, and just see all the wonderful things they've done with the kitchen island and all the high-end design features, the high ceilings, the pantry, the walk-in closet. I think the walk-in closet is enough on its own to sort of sell you on it. So yeah, if you're interested in moving into Liberty Tiny Village, if you're interested in getting a tiny house built and having it shipped to another community or somewhere else, maybe you have land, please take the time to reach out to Kristene. Their website is in the video description, links to everything they're doing, social media, reach out, find your new home, get connected. I'm super excited for those of you who are in that age group because I know that you've been sort of reaching out and wondering if there's a space specifically for you, and this is it. So thank you so much, Kristene, for taking the time to chat with us. And if you're new to the channel, please do take time to subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Tap the notification bell. We find out when I drop new videos. I drop new videos every single week. I'll keep bringing you guys new communities, new people to talk to, and as always, don't forget to think tiny. I'll see you guys in the next one.